Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Kind of a cool little project, but more so about a couple of different things that to find out that make things life better. I'm just going to group that together and get out of the way and use that if you wanted to take a screenshot of that. So what you're going to do is start with a square rectangle, and I'm going to make it 16 inches. And I'm going to hit P, put it in the center of the page. Then I'm going to go to Effects and Contour 5 times 1 inch to the center. Now we're going to go to Object and break the contour apart. We're going to go to Object and group it together. Now, just to kind of prove your theory that this is 1 inch. They're 1 inch apart, so that's what you need. Then you're going to draw a 2-inch circle and a 4-inch circle. And then we're going to go right here and go to 90 degrees. We're just getting the arch. Go right here. This is your arc setting, and we want 90 degrees. In just a minute, we're going to use those, but we need to draw some lines. So I'm going to take a 2-point line, and I'm going to go from there, and just hold down the control button, and it'll go straight up. Then I'm going to go from there, hold down the control button, go straight up. Then go to this middle one and straight up. I don't really remember. So this one, control button, straight up. Control button is going to allow you to have a stopping point. Or not a stopping point, but you can't. Let me just show you. You know, the angle, I think mine set on 15 degrees. If you didn't use the control button, you could be off a few degrees and you wouldn't be straight, perfect. Now, I think we need one more line. I can't remember. I drew this morning, and I'm just going to go ahead and draw one. Whoop. You need to be on that node, and then hold down the control button. Now we're going to take that arch, not like that. I'm just trying to zoom in. And we want to go with the smaller arch first, I would think. And you know what? I might need one more line there. I did this morning and just playing around. Take it and it should snap right to it. But there's a little trick if you have trouble snapping to it, and I might add that in a minute. And then take that same arch from the same point and have it snap right there. And if it worked good, it worked good. Maybe I don't even have to show the other part. Now we can take both these and Control G to group, Control D to duplicate. And if we set our nudge factor on 2 inches, I didn't make a duplicate. It's done both the lines at one time. I didn't have to snap anymore. And then we're going to just make virtual segment delete key. We're going to delete that line, that line, that. Well, that didn't work so well. That line, and then come straight down to that line. And then on this one, we're going to do, I'm going to have to zoom in. See, I'm going to cut that one and that one. And there are several ways you could do this, but this way, this is all one piece. Now, if you will group all this together, Control G, you can take your Smart Fill tool and fill it in with red, it doesn't matter what color. And then I'm going to just nudge it out of the way. Now, if you take a rectangle, and we could take just any of these rectangles or squares and fill that in with that red. And I'm going to go back to black because I think black's going to work the best on all of it. And if you will have this snap right to there, And we're going to get transparency tool and see how it went from, well, it's just the opposite. I should have gone the other way. Let me turn this guy around. I want it to go from dark, there it is, from light to dark, just to give it a little bit of a shadow. Make it look like a square shadow. Now, we're still 1 inch apart. I'm going to hit the plus key and move it down. Now, Control G to group this. Now, if you remember, my box was in the center of the page. So I'm going to move this back to where it was, and I'm going to move my grade out of the way. Now I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate, and I'm going to alternate C to make it rotate from the center, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. And then Control D, and you're done. Pretty cool little graphic. I don't know really what color you could put behind it to make it show off better. Maybe a yellow object or the back of page. Kind of makes it shine. Kind of makes that shadow shine off. I'm a little bit off right there. Kind of disappointing. I must have inadvertently nudged something. I'm pretty sure I was in the center of the page. You know what? To prove, we can cut some lines so I can still have a centerable item, and then group this together, Control G, and then hit P. See, we're off a little bit. You know what? You know where I'm off? This line wasn't all the way to the bottom. So let's do this. Let's take this. That's why you want to be careful. I'm going to ungroup it. I'm going to take the fill away from this. Well, there was another object there. I must have had a copy. And we're going to look at this line. See, that line is just a little bit off. That's why you want to really be careful when you draw that line. I got it. I remember now, I did group that together at one time. So we're going to take our 2-point line and make sure we go to the node and then hold down the control button. We only have to go that far. I'm going to go and fill it in with black since we're using black. Now I can, well, you know what? Let me set my nudge factor on like 10, and let me just nudge this out of the way and my 2 shadows, because I did not regroup that. Control G. Now I can put these back. Now I can move this out of the way. Control G to group, Control D to duplicate, alternate C to have it rotate from the center of the page and make it 90 degrees. And now that line is gone, hopefully. And let's put our yellow background, or any color. But what's cool, once you make it the background, you could make it blue, turquoise, green, anything. Well, white actually shows off that kind of that shadow. And there's some other things you could still do to this thing. You could smart fill the center in. And, I'm just trying to grasp for straws. You could smart fill it, get the elliptical, just make it look a little bit different. Anyway, I hope that gave you an idea or two, and thank you for watching.